remember when I was in the university and God spoke to me. There's one church in Otopo, we used to go to preach, a Methodist church, and God spoke to me that I should go and look for the elder that we normally stay in his house, that the man is in trouble, go and help him. We used to preach in Methodist church, Sabongiri in Otopo, and so God said, go and meet the elder, help him because he has a serious problem. I delayed for 3 days, and after 3 days, I could no longer hold it. So I took the vehicle that brought me to Otopo. When I approached the elder's house, I met them in a strange state. And I walked up to the man and I said, God said you had a problem and he has sent me to help you. He said you came late. Then I began to blame myself because I delayed for 3 days before I came there. Hey, what happened? He said, this man just came from the village and he said my mother died. There's a room I normally stay when I come there. So I was ushered into that room for 1 hour. I came out and said your mother didn't die. The man said, well, lie that. And he was more convincing than myself because the symptoms of stammering came that day. And the ability to explain my way was not given to me. So I now say, okay, since you didn't believe, let me go back. And he said, no, we are going, all of us are going to the village. I said, no, I have campus, I have school work to do. Because when I was in the room praying, it came to me that if the woman had died and if the death was conclusive, God won't send me here. If God kept prompting me and disturbing me for 3 days, I don't believe I'm late. And so if that's your problem, the woman didn't die. And I was speaking so bold. And the village was in Upa, in Badibo, local government area. And we began to advance there. For 2 hours, we were still on the road. We now entered one bush patch. I began to navigate. When I became tired, the man said, we have reached. I wanted to abort mission. Guess what? When we appeared at the village, the whole village was gathered at the man's house. Then I came back into the flesh. I stepped down from faith. And now asked, I said, man, if this woman didn't die, why is the village here? The Lord help you when the gift of faith is imparted. You know, Mary said something. How can this be seen? I what? May God help you not to consider. Suspend your mind and flow in the current of that wave that can seize your spirit. The whole village was there. And I was wondering why the village gathered. There was nothing to gather about. And when we were coming out, I was the last person. The man was in front. The guy that brought the news was in the middle. And I was already in the flesh. I couldn't pick God anymore. And I followed just like that. And we moved and entered the first room. Women were sitting on the ground. Everybody was sitting here. Then they spooky dumber. Couldn't understand what they were saying. Then we moved into the second room. Some elders were the old men. You know what happened? When we moved into the third room, the woman was sitting on the bed alive. She died. And that time I was praying, she came back to life. And the whole village had not seen the dead come back to life. That's why they gathered. The man now told them, this was the pastor that said the woman didn't die. That was the first time I preached outdoor message and saw life miracles. And another journey started for me. Another journey. About 5 years later, when a small child died in the bus where I was traveling, and I asked God, why will somebody die in the vehicle? And the Lord spoke to me, she shall live again. I rushed. That was what I needed. And she came back to life again. You see, if you know how to respond to the gift of faith, and you know when God has activated you, when the Spirit of the Lord has overshadowed you, and you are gliding from that realm, you can change many things.